Hey everyone, Horseman here. Today I am bringing to you the Devastator. Just recently I brought to you the Pyromancer, my thoughts about that class, and a very underwhelming explanation of what it was and what it could do, just because I really was not a fan of that particular class. With the Devastator, I think I found my new favorite class. I mean, that's just how it is. I have had quite a bit of fun with the class so far, not only just because of how tough the class is, but just overall its abilities, and because of how effective those abilities are. Not just, you know, control or tankiness, just downright powerful. They do a lot of damage, and that in and of itself was enough for me to want to explore it a little bit more, get into it. And I mean, I just dinged level 7, world tier 5. I don't have a lot of good gear right now, and I already feel confident enough to be able to talk to y'all about it and tell you what I think about it. So with that being said, I'm just going to be getting into the same thing I have previously. I'm going to go into the class skills, those tier 3 passives. What I'm probably going to end up leaning towards, based off of those tier 3 passives, the skills, demonstrate the skills, swap out one of the skills, and then demonstrate that, and then move on. So, as I said, the Devastator class is going to be your more of a tanky class. It's all about the earth element, and but what I have found is that the damage that it puts out and its abilities are quite powerful. So I'm going to go ahead and get into that first before I get into the class skills. The first skill here is Earthquake. This is a fun ability, and it actually has quite a wide range. It looks very kind of skinny on that little screen there, but I've noticed that it does quite a bit, a little bit further. It's a little bit wider than what they're showing there, and that's pretty cool. And it just does a flat damage. It does an interrupt, so that is very helpful from a control point of view, especially if you're going to be grouping and you're taking on captains. You see them warming up for an ability, slap that bad boy down, and it's going to interrupt it. So I'm gonna go ahead and assign it right now, and then we're gonna go into it, because I want to save this one right here for last. All right, in terms of demonstration. So Golem is gonna be one of those skills that is probably gonna be on most, if not all, people's action bar. The reason why I say that is because it is exactly what you think it is. You summon rocks, they surround you, and you got a whole bunch of damage mitigation. Now, I'd say the only time that we're not going to have this on our action bar is when we're using the shotgun Golem's limb. I posted a video on that particular gun recently, to where anytime that you kill somebody, rocks come up and surround your body just like that, except it happens almost every single time you kill someone, as opposed to this having a 26-second cooldown. Now, mind you, that gun also it doesn't last nearly as long, right? Whereas Golem's this Golem ability lasts quite some time. It says 8 seconds. It feels a lot longer, and it is very, very, very helpful. All right, one of my favorite abilities so far is going to be this gravity leap. You jump up in the air, you select a target, you come crashing down, and it just makes people explode. Okay, the AOE is not as wide as I would have thought it did. It is an interrupt, and but especially if you can get a good group of baddies, it will absolutely devastate their ranks, and I like it. I like it a lot. So I have a feeling that Gravity Leap is going to be on my action bar no matter what. I mean, I look forward to seeing what 9, 13, 17, 22 are going to do, but they will have to be really, really impressive in order for me to take off Gravity Leap, Golem, and this next one, Reflect Bullets. This is my single most favorite ability on this class. Straight up Neo style, you put up a shield, catch everybody's bullets, okay? Throw them back at them. That is fancy. Especially with like a room with, you know, a lot of people. This will devastate them, okay? Hence the class name. It will completely shred their ranks. Now, what I have found is that this doesn't work all that great for bosses, and it does not work all that great for captains. It does damage, sure, but this is your crowd clearing ability. This is going to, and not only that, but especially if you're in a group, this is going to protect your friends, okay? And while they hide behind and they're shooting, and then you can just simply, you can either wait for it to time out, or which will activate the skill, or you can just simply press the button again and it'll activate the skill. And of course, since you didn't wait till the entire duration, it will do less damage, right? Because you're not going to catch quite as many rounds. But this is a fun ability that I will have fun showing y'all. Okay, getting into the skills. At level 7, of course, we only get 2 class points, and I have chosen Anomaly Reservoir, which is going to up my anomaly power by 6%, and just like previous classes, I am going to increase my weapon damage by 8%. So in this case, we have Vanquisher, Warden, and we have Shifter, which again, it seems like the Warden, or this middle class here, gets the least amount of passives for their, what I consider their tier 3 section. You know, that area where you can no longer swap between your archetypes, right? But definitely haven't figured out which one I'm going to go with yet. I might actually decide right now as we go. All right, so Altered Charge. When kinetic skills end, increase your weapon damage by 70% for 10 seconds. That's quite a bit. And I see on here Gravity Leap, and then 2 of the other abilities that we don't know what they are yet. So considering that I'm going to be using Gravity Leap, having the extra 70% per damage skill could be very beneficial, especially if you're going to be going in there kind of like the Trickster. We're just going to leap in there and just start shredding, okay? This, you know, having extra weapon damage, because I kind of use that combo quite a bit, where I leap onto captains and then I just start blasting away with a shotgun. That's going to be very beneficial, especially if you have something like the Golem's Limb. You get that extra defensive capability as well. Confrontation. Enemies who damage you will have their physical damage reduced by 10% for 5 seconds. This effect is doubled if you damage the enemy as well. All right. Well, that's nice. So they damage you, and you take less damage, and the effect is damaged, or it is doubled if you damage them as well. So, okay, nice. Increase your magazine size by 50%. That's always very helpful. It's not quite as helpful as like on the Trickster when, I haven't yet tried the Technomancer version of this, but especially if you have like 2 magazines where you can do this, increasing your magazine size, that means you get more powered shots. In this case, that's not, you know, going to happen, but it's always nice to have more shots, you know, to give, especially with a shotgun. You're going to be dealing, chances are you're going to be dealing with a lot of shotguns, because you're going to be in everybody's faces, and that close range, you're just not going to beat the shotgun, whether it's the automatic shotgun or if it's just the regular pump action shotgun. It's always nice to have more ammunition, because those reloads are very slow. All right, the last one for the Vanquisher that I'm going to go over is the Bounty Hunter. Increased damage against elites. This is a familiar passive that it seems like all of our classes get to some extent. All right, for the Warden, we've got increased firepower, 10%. Increase firepower by 10% of your armor. Well, that's fancy. Increase anomaly power by 10% of your armor. That is very fancy. because that is a constant thing. That's not just a per activation thing. And your armor is going to be much higher. I mean, look at this compared to other skills. 1 second, please. Sorry about that. Phone call. All right. Where was I? Oh yeah. So the armor, you'll see that it is much higher than my other classes, and it definitely feels that way. So, and if it's not, and you might have to correct me if I'm wrong, but it just, I don't remember the number being so high. I definitely can tell that I take much less damage when I'm as I've leveled this character, and that is part of the. I mean, just standing in the middle of a bunch of baddies, I am able to take much more damage. I'm just absorbing so much more damage. So I have noticed that I don't know if it's my armor that's higher, but that is definitely, at 10% of this, you're looking at another 100 to my firepower and anomaly power all the time. Yeah, that's gonna be nice. All right, moving on. Where was I? Yep. Unbroken Vow. You have 100% chance to ignore damage that would kill you and gain 50% health. Okay, 100% chance to ignore damage that would kill you and gain 50% health. So it's kind of like a cheat death thing. The effect may occur once every 180 seconds, so once every 3 minutes. Okay, so Warden's looking pretty good. I really, really like this Mighty Tank ability. And I'm also digging Vanquisher so far. Okay, so in the Seismic Shifter, increase seismic skills, base damage by 50%, and we'll see that we have Earthquake on there. I look forward to seeing what that Impale is going to look like. I think that might be a very, very, very fun ability, but then on top of that, increasing the seismic base damage by 50%, that's going to be huge, especially when you're going to have some additional armor modifiers on there that's going, pertaining to these skills to do more damage or to have different status effects, or the list goes on. This could be really cool. So I have to admit, this is going to be a hard toss-up for me on which one of these archetypes that I want to be within the Devastator class. Increase armor by 20%, resistance by 20% for 10 seconds when your skills end. Okay. That might be nice, especially if you're going to leap into the middle of into a mob. You'll have some resistances there. I'm not sure if it should affect that. Increase your armor bonus 40% of your anomaly power. Now that is very nice. 40% of your anomaly power. So in this case, I would get 40% of this go into this. That could be pretty huge. And lastly, blood donation. You are healed for 35% of your bleed damage. Now, bleed right now is one of the weakest DOTs, or damage over times. So I don't see that a lot of people are going to be taking it right now. So we'll have to see what the effectiveness is of this later on. All right, so that's enough of that. As you can see with my inventory here, I have got some really weak stuff, but I do have some interesting modifiers. Reflect bullets increases the skill's duration by 20%. Blood crush, gravity leap, inflict bleed on enemies damaged by the skill. All reflected bullets apply vulnerable status, which is going to be very beneficial, and gravity leap increases skill damage by 67. So and then my weapons are kind of poop too. So I'm going to do one of the story side mission type things here, just like I did previously, and I hope you enjoy what you see. So here we go. Open, open, open. Open, open, open.
Okay, boss. Do you see a big tower? That's where you need to get. The old solar tower. But it's a mess out there. Everything's upside down.
Yeah, I noticed. Don't worry, I'm carving my way through it.
Gravity leap, starting off strong. Little earthquake action. See, nice AoE. Throw him a rock armor. And I mean, my health is just not going really anywhere, right? Hello. Yay! Oh, another helmet. I do get a lot of helmets on this character. Where are you at? Where are you going? Nope. All right, one second. I'm going to swap out my powers. And wrong button. My wife is texting me quite a lot. She's at the grocery store, and of course, I have to tell her what to get for some reason. So, all right. Let's see here. What was I doing? Swapping out my skills. I'm glad that she's going out and doing all that kind of stuff. Don't get me wrong. I just hate that I have to stand by my phone like all the time. It is what it is. There is a particularly fun area that I like to use my leap in here that I will go to. So if you want to see that, stick around. It's just a few more of these maps away. Let it go for the whole duration because these guys will melee me and cancel my ability. So I don't want to do that. At least want to get some damage, get that weakness on them. And since I have the armor mod, it lasts for a good long time. But you saw I got people that were hiding way down there. They were done. Okay, so that's why I really enjoy just the overall effectiveness of this that ability. It's a great defensive ability, of course. You know, I mean, yeah, it's a little inconvenient because you are just kind of hanging out for a little while. But especially if you have a large crowd, it is great to just utterly destroy those the trash. I was getting people even behind. Again. Again, armor or weapons aren't that great right now. Come on, die. And another headpiece. Go figure. Hurry up with the reload. Come on, man. All right, so we got some. Oh my goodness.
I'm getting major deja vu in this place. Reminds me of that mission in Damascus when we rescued those diplomats.
I had to save your ass from that machete-wielding mob.
More like the time I had to save your sorry ass from that redneck mob storming DC.
That redneck mob storming
Sounds like we were
DC.
fighting for a reason, but this shithole, it's never been worth fighting for.
Oh.
What's it all about for you then?
Just trying to live another day.
That was definitely some shots fired over recent events.
We're barely holding
But
Sounds like I chose a good
the
day to
enemy
wake
with the
up.
most health takes 50% more damage, so that's fancy. That's slightly better, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this. And this is where this next area is what I was talking about in terms of really fun, especially for the leap ability. With that being said, I also know what's there. There's not a lot of ranged baddies, so I'm going to swap out that ability for this one because it will be more beneficial. And here we go. I'm just gonna run past the first group of bad guys, and I'm essentially going to pull them all the way back. Follow me, guys. Follow me. Keep coming. Keep coming. Whoop. I'm sure you guys can figure out where I'm going with this. Yes. So satisfying. So satisfying.
Yakum. I'm seeing a lot of dead people.
All right. Well, that's really it about the discussion of this particular class. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you learned something. This is the last class video that I'm going to be posting, and this is likely going to end up being the last video that I post until the release of the game, unless I get more legendary weapons. If I get more legendary weapons, expect to see just a quick video, no narration of the video, a quick demonstration of the weapon, just like I had been doing. But beyond that, that's really going to be it. So with that being said, I am very much looking forward to the actual release of the game. I will be pre-ordering, and I know a lot of folks are like, oh no, I can't believe you're pre-ordering. But do not take my opinion for what it is, okay? The demo is free. If you're watching this and you have not yet played the demo, just go play it. It is free. You don't have to pre-order in order to do so. Tinker around. I mean, we got the game releases in March, so you got plenty of time to be able to do what you need to do, have a good time with it, and make the decision yourself if this is something that you want to purchase the full version of. But right now,
I've reached the solar
my
tower.
ranking
Going in.
for classes
Sunshine
are going to
and
be
electrical sparks
the
flying
Devastator,
Means you're getting close.
the Trickster,
This altar, did I not
Technomancer,
He's a goddamn
and if I could actually have the Pyromancer go any lower than it is, I would. But that particular class is definitely not for me. But I know that it is fun for some others, and it's all about playstyle. It's all about what they feel that they're getting out of the class. But Devastator right now has definitely taken my #1 slot for most fun class. It's tough. It does a lot of damage, and it just gives real hard. Now, granted, I think it has more sustainable damage than the Trickster does. The Trickster is great for mobbing captains and such, which is where they really benefit from, and the Devastator kind of sucks at, right? So I will be kind of trying to figure out which one I'm going to end up maining. It's either going to be the Devastator or it's going to be the Trickster. I really don't know yet. There are certainly benefits to both, but Devastator is definitely on my really high on my list of classes that I want to main. All right, well, that's it. Hope you liked this video. If you did, throw it a thumbs up and subscribe for more for when the game goes live. And I hope to see you then. Until next time, Horseman out.